It's September 1st.
It's cold.
Feels like fall.
It's cold.
I think, what is it in the Ohio calendar? We're in like false fall right now. And then next week will be like the front porch of you-know-where hot.
Oh, my kind of weather.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for next week. I'm ready to go.
I am too. I am too. We have a wonderful show for you today, and we got to get right into it. Our guest this morning is Maddie Matos. Welcome, Maddie.
Hi.
She is a youth services specialist at our Liberty Branch Library. And goodness, how long have you been with us now?
6 months now. I was hired for the new branch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you've made the 6-month mark. We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
We've been getting into a lot of shenanigans, Maddie.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll talk about it the second half of the show. It's going to be so much fun. We've got a program coming up at the Liberty Branch Library. It involves tea and dinosaurs. You can't go wrong with it. So stay tuned while we talk about that. But for the start, we're going to go into books.
I love books.
What have you been reading, Molly?
Okay, so I've been reading a lot. I had to pick and choose.
Wow.
And I'm very excited about this one.
How nice to have options.
How nice to have options. That's what happens when you don't think about your vacations in the radio show when you plan them.
Right.
So I still love you all, listeners. And I do love Nicole.
I love you too.
So the book I picked for today is really a fun one and something I hope I start finding more and more of. The book I picked is Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn.
I've heard so much about
This is an amazing book. Number one, I feel like it's a book with an age group that gets left out of stories like this a little too much. I'm a huge cozy mystery person.
Yes.
And I think that's women, of that retirement, those late 50s, 60s, that 55 plus, they are just sort of pushed to the side. They go into the cozy mysteries. They find many a body in those, and I do read a lot of those. But then you get Killers of a Certain Age. So these girls in the 1970s, Billy, Mary Alice, Helen, and Natalie worked for what was called the Museum. The Museum, of course, is like a secret killing organization.
Oh, no.
They are assassins.
Oh, gosh.
Don't worry, everybody. They are assassins only for bad people.
Oh, good. Okay.
They've never killed anyone just for money. They
that
do
more
it
like a
because of
vigilante?
evil. They
Yeah,
are.
right.
Well, now they're all able to retire, and they've gone on this cruise together to celebrate their retirement. And, of course, while they're there, somebody tries to kill them.
Oh, no.
After their years and years of service to the museum, suddenly it looks like the museum has turned on them, and they have no idea why. So throughout this, they are doing things that I absolutely cannot do, aerobics, athletics, taking people down, creating new identities, all of this action adventure. I mean, honestly, I think James Bond needs to look out because I think these four are coming for his role. And I would watch. This is the movie I want next.
Yes.
I seriously, as I was reading, I was like, I want this to be a movie, and I'm picturing like who I want in it. I would need a Jane Fonda type, and they're all in there.
Yeah.
The characters, this is the book I didn't know that I desperately needed this summer.
Oh, my gosh.
So just if you want an action adventure that's going to take your breath away, leave you wanting more of their adventures, I want to know their history adventures, and I want to hear what their trouble they're going to get into, because there is no way these four ladies are not going to cause more trouble in the future.
The books that I have read of this style, The Wilder Widows comes to mind too, which was like so much fun, and those were adventurers of a certain age.
Yes.
It's just like these books have so much like life and zest to them.
Don't box us in.
No way.
Who's to say that when I retire from libraries, I am not going to become an assassin? I mean, who's to say? I can do it. I can absolutely do it.
You're outing yourself. I could.
I couldn't. I'm going to start my cat cult, and we're going to be good from there. I won't be an assassin at all. Don't look at me.
Nope.
Don't look at me.
She's just a crazy cat lady.
Just a crazy cat lady.
Okay, what's the book and title again?
It is called...
Or the book and author?
Killers... It's so early. Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn.
Nice.
And this is a read for anyone. Men, women. I mean, this is a read for anyone.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun.
Loved
oh my gosh.
it.
I have seen this book on so many lists and in my Goodreads with so many people like finishing it, and so I'm like, I've got to add it.
I feel like it's an untapped market.
Yes.
Like there need to be so many more books like this.
Yeah,
So if you're an aspiring author and you're not sure what you want to do,
go with
retired women
getting
killing people.
into insane things.
Yeah.
Love it.
That I won't be doing.
Well, that's so much fun. Maddie, I'm sure that you do a lot of reading. What's a book that you've done recently that you're a big fan of?
Yeah, I recently read Yellowface by R.F. Kuang.
Oh, I've heard so many good things about that.
It's great. It's very different from her other works. She's known for fantasy, like the Poppy War trilogy and Babel.
Yeah.
But this is contemporary, and the plot is basically two authors. One who is Chinese American. Her name is Athena. The other, June. She is self-described typical white person. And essentially Athena dies and June steals her manuscript for her book, and it becomes an instant bestseller.
Wow.
And June problematically kind of doesn't say it's Athena's and kind of takes ambiguous like ethnic author photos to make her look like Tanner, and it's just very problematic.
I feel like this is a nightmare of all authors that may be listening. You know, if you all need to take a breath right now, you know, in your desk, somebody could steal your bestseller.
Well, it's interesting because in the author's note at the very end, R.F. Kuang says that in her mind that this is a horror story.
Oh, yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and it talks a lot about racism, colorism within the publishing industry. Also, just kind of how publishing works, which is interesting.
It's difficult. All my writer friends say how hard this market is.
Yeah, and part of June's struggle throughout the story is that Athena, they went to school at the same time. They both have a Yale education, but Athena's star just rises and rises, whereas June, her first debut doesn't really go over very well. Her publisher doesn't really care about her. And it talks about how, in June's opinion, diversity is just a selling point and not, and it's taking away from other authors who aren't diverse. And it's very interesting. It makes you a bit uncomfortable if you're not maybe Asian or anything like that. It makes you really think like, oh, what are the stories I'm reading and who is presenting them?
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely would recommend it.
So it's called Yellowface.
Yes.
And it is by, say the author's name again?
R.F. Kuang.
R.F. Kuang. And it's for an adult audience.
Yes. I've been taking a break from kids reading after summer reading.
I actually, there is a real trick to, if you don't want to burn out, you have to rotate.
Yeah.
You have to go, I have to have my kids run, I've got to have my grown-up run.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I can read cozy mysteries all the time.
Yes.
I mean, that one I don't think anybody could burn out of. Cats, knitting needles, and murder. I mean,
And cupcakes, maybe baking every once in a while.
there's baking.
yeah.
Yeah, my Knit and Nibble series does baking and knitting and cats.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, it's like a trifecta.
Trifecta, all the things.
Coziness, and somebody dies every time.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a really good book. I like that you mentioned that, you know, you'll feel challenged and you'll feel uncomfortable, because I think that's a good thing to mention whenever you have a book like this. Like, yeah, you'll feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. So then ask yourself, why do you feel uncomfortable with that? What do you have to recognize within yourself? What do you have to recognize within your environment that makes you feel that way?
Yeah.
Exactly. And June is obviously portrayed as such an unlikable character, but some traits I could see people, especially authors, feeling like, oh, maybe I do this or feel this.
Yeah. Very cool. Well,
I know.
thank you.
And if you're ever looking for a book that maybe is going to be out of your normal reading, I always like to suggest that Book Riot website. They have lots of great ways that can take you into books.
Yeah.
Also, our website has a ton of really good suggestions of different types of reading.
Yeah.
Or call one of our librarians. They'll always keep you on your toes. I mean, you can get
That's
Maddie,
true.
and she's going to totally rock any suggestion like
Yes,
that.
Yeah, at the top of our
Thank
website
you.
where our catalog searches, you just click the little, like, don't put anything in the search box, just click the button, and then you get to a page where you can see tons of book lists that our staff work very hard to create.
They do.
So,
And there are book lists on I am always so impressed how many different things we cover.
yeah, lots.
And current.
We know books.
We know books.
Delaware Library, new tag, we know books.
We know books. Books
All right.
are us.
Well, we got started a little bit late this morning, so we're going to go ahead and jump into a commercial break. And on the other half, we're going to come back with Maddie Matos, and we're going to be talking about a tea party with a T-Rex at the library. So stay tuned. Welcome back, listeners. We're so happy to have you. Thank you to our sponsors, Mosher's Market and Helpline of Delaware County, Delaware, Morrow. I mean, they're like all over the place with
And they're so
all of the help.
helpful.
I know.
They're so helpful.
It's really awesome. So if you ever need anything, just dial 211. They'll get you connected with all of your community resources. And if you need any delicious food, head over to Mosier's Market.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Mosier's Market.
we are back this morning with our youth services specialist from the Liberty Branch Library, Miss Maddie Matos.
Yay!
Hi.
We're all doing our golf claps, yes.
Golf claps.
Maddie, you've been with us for 6 months. Like, before we get into the program, how's it been?
It's been great. I studied and graduated with my library science degree to do youth services. So this job has really let me grow in that and utilize what I've been doing at school.
Yeah.
And a career path. So it's been great.
Have you been doing story times with us over the summer?
Yeah. So if you were ever at the Liberty Branch, I was your toddler story time host.
Yeah.
And then I also do every other family story time on Saturdays.
Oh,
nice.
I love family story times. Those are
They're
some of my
great.
faves.
Yeah, I love the age range that you get, and you're like, we'll see what happens.
And when you get siblings together,
Oh, yeah, it's
and
very
then
sweet.
you know they're going home and they're singing your songs. and
Yes.
There's some days I miss my children's librarian days.
Aw.
Some days.
I know. If you come in my office, you may forget that I actually am not
A
one of
children's
you anymore.
librarian.
Yeah.
I will always be one of you in my heart.
Yeah, exactly. Always in your heart. We know it. Well, so with your youth services background and your storytime background, you've got a really cool program that you've cooked up for us, like the very first day that we start programming again this fall, which is on Tuesday, September 5th. Is that right? Yeah, Tuesday,
Yes.
September 5th. So what's the program? And tell us a little bit about it.
So, at the Liberty Branch, there's going to be a T-Rex tea time story time, which is a bit of a mouthful, admittedly. So essentially, I read this book called T-Rex by Molly Idle.
What a good
And-
name.
And,
Yeah.
and she visited us.
She did with a great name.
Yep.
And it's in the book that a T-Rex comes to a tea party, and the kids are trying to teach the dinosaur like, oh, this is how you drink tea. This is how you eat biscuits. Like very formal, as formal as kids can be. And then,
Yes.
a little giant T-Rex is trying his best.
Oh.
And it's
He's got little
he has little arms. So, and I'd seen other libraries do similar programs, and I proposed it to Luke, my branch manager, and he thought it was genius.
Yeah.
It is genius.
And so we are going to have our own version of that. I will be doing a dinosaur-themed story time. And, lots of stomping, lots of roaring.
Oh, good.
And then
I still can't do it. You missed the one during the break that was not okay.
Yeah, she practiced and we
I
said,
was
"Don't
trying.
do that."
No, I did a different one. It was still awkward. Sorry, listeners.
And then after the story time, we are going to have a tea party. And there will be crafts and toys and food for everybody. So it's going to be really fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
And drinking with your pinky out?
Yes, drinking with your pinky
I'm
out.
sure the T-Rex, one of the three fingers a T-Rex has,
Yeah, the
would
smallest
stick
one
out.
on the end.
That'd stick
yeah,
out.
it'll stick out.
Yeah. And there might be a surprise visitor or two
Yes.
if you come to the story time. We're not going to say who it might be, but there might
What?
be a surprise visitor.
What?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be so fun.
Yes.
The kids are going to love it.
Can I
Yes.
take my picture with the surprise visitors?
I bet you could.
Probably, yeah.
I'd look really good.
You would look really
Wait,
good.
can I wear a tiara if I wanted?
Yeah, actually, we are encouraging people to dress up either in their best tea
Yes.
time attire or their best dinosaur attire.
Oh my goodness.
It's really perfect
What if
for
you
all.
could blend it?
Yeah, and there's going to be a award for best dressed.
Wait, can adults be in the? I'm getting the idea. This is for kids. This isn't for me.
Well, it does say
I
in
can-
the program description,
Yeah.
great for kids ages 3 to 6.
3 to 6.
Yeah.
So I'm not falling in that.
Sadly,
I mean, I'm not
no.
going to be ageist,
If
but
if we dropped like the 4 out of 9,
Then
then that just use that number. Actually, no. Yeah,
you're okay. It's all right.
I really want to go to this.
Yeah, well, you can borrow one of my children. I have one that fits in this
Okay.
in this age description, and she's a little wild lately, so you can have her for the day.
Oh,
and then-
we'll have fun. Aunt Molly, you don't always love it when I bring them back. Just fair warning.
That's fine. It's okay. This is going to be so much fun. And we've had a lot of fun prepping for the program, including the communications department as well, because if you have not popped over to the library's social media accounts, you'll want to go to either our Facebook or our Instagram account. Just at Delaware Library is how you find us. And we have found a dinosaur in the wild somehow. And the dinosaur has met Percy, our unicorn, and Percy has decided to try to preemptively give the dinosaur some etiquette lessons.
How nice.
He's really trying his best for this poor dinosaur.
You'll just have to go to our social media to see if they worked out or not, and then comment and let us know what you thought, and if the T-Rex is going to make it. I don't know.
I think he will. I think by the time with the long weekend, he'll have time to practice, and then Tuesday he'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I think so too. So this is, again, the T-Rex Tea Time Story Time. It's at the Liberty Branch Library on Tuesday, September 5th. It starts at 5:30, so, get your kids home, maybe get a little bit of food in their bellies before they come over and have their crumpets and tea.
And again, borrow a 3 to 6 year old to bring.
Borrow a 3 to 6
Make sure to ask permission.
We do. We would like to see if you could register for this program. Registration's easy to find on our website, DelawareLibrary.org, and you can just click on the events tab, go over to Tuesday, and go ahead and register. There are still seats remaining at the time of this, my live speaking right now. There's 6 seats remaining. So, yeah, we would love to see you there.
And if you haven't been, what a great excuse to come with your kids and explore and fall in love with our new Liberty Branch, because you've got some amazing people like Maddie over there making it rock.
Yes. Our youth services team there is awesome. There'll be, I think, 3 of us total who will be helping out, so definitely stop by.
Good. Yeah. And so speaking of programs coming back, we have been on a storytime break for the month of August. It gives our librarians a chance to just, have some rest and respite from the rest of the summer reading club. And so, starting Tuesday, August 5th, we're back in full swing. It's fall. So we've got story times again. We've got regular programming.
I'm excited. There's a middle school book club coming up at our Delaware branch.
Yes.
That's 4 to 5 on September 5th, 5th through 8th grades. Come on in. You can discuss your favorite reads.
Yeah.
So it's
not like you have had to read this book.
It's a low pressure, come in and just enjoy it. But I'd love to see, there is registration. Just pop online, though. Super easy to register for that.
Yeah, we just like to, it helps us know how many people are coming. So we're not
Make sure the chairs are out. We like to have chairs out. We're really about chairs.
Chairs are nice.
Chairs are us.
Is there anything else coming up at Liberty that you're excited about this fall?
Yeah, actually, our teen department is having their first book club. Claire, the teen librarian, I share an office with her.
Yeah.
So I've seen how much work she's been putting into this. The book is Sky Hunter by Marie Lu. You might know her from the Legend series.
That's right.
So that will be exciting, and that is going to be on Monday, September 11th from 5:30 to 6:30. So you should come to that. Registration is, again, encouraged. And then if you don't have a copy of the book, Claire has plenty of copies for you guys to check out and read. I want to say it's like 350 pages, something like that. So you have plenty of time.
You can smash that in a weekend.
Yeah. And then in terms of adult services, there's going to be a native plant swap, which I think is so cool.
Our librarian has been working so hard on that one.
They have been working so hard, and they already have stuff gathered. I see it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of dirt everywhere.
Facilities, if you're listening, please close your ears right now.
But that is also Monday, September 11th, and that's going to be from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. So basically the whole day. You pop in, you swap your plants, or your seeds, preferably. And I'm really excited for that. Native plant growing, I know, is a big trend. In Ohio, especially.
They're just going to thrive, because this was the environment that they were cultivated in and made for. And so, and it's that entire week. So you can start on that Monday, and then you can go all week long and pick up plants and drop off plants, all week. So one day might be a drop off day, and then the next day might be a pickup day.
Yeah.
Just, it's like we want you to keep coming back or something.
Keep coming back. Be one of us. One of us.
Stop with the culting.
I read your book and then I watched a show on how to start a cult. Now I just want to follow cats.
And last week I talked about a cult book.
I mean, we can't stop.
I would be remiss if I did not mention that our friends of the library are having a special event a week from tomorrow. So Saturday, September 9th, they are doing a big drop-off donation event. So if you are doing some fall cleaning, if you
Labor Day cleanouts, good timing.
The kids are back in school. You finally have the house to yourself again for a minute, and you want to sneak some stuff out while no one's looking. Grab some of those books, put them in a box, and then bring them to the Delaware Main Library on Saturday, September 9th from 8:30 to 11 a.m. So just drive by sometime that morning. You're going to pull around to the back where our garage is, where we typically hold our book sales, and then you're just going to give them straight to our friends. It's a great way to get some books out of your house and into somebody else's house.
You know, Nicole, we also should probably talk about Labor Day just a second here, too, because we are going to be closed on Monday to celebrate Labor Day.
Yes.
Our team works hard, so we're going to let them have that day off.
Well, thanks.
So, because we love you. So just if you're looking, you can still drop off through our drive-thrus, go ahead and return things. We've got this coming up in a week. Bring your books. If you're like me, I'm going to paint a wall, even though my husband doesn't think we're going to get everything out of that room. We're getting everything out of that room. Sleep is not necessary.
Who needs sleep?
Wall painting, and he's going to pack up all his DVDs and things for the movement of them, and they could just end up somewhere. I don't know how. If you're friends with Lloyd, do not tell him I said this. I will be in trouble.
All right. Well, that wraps us up today. We are so happy for you to listen. Maddie, thank you for joining us in the studio.
Thank you for inviting me. I had so much fun.
Good. Molly, we're glad you're back today.
I'm glad to be back. Glad you're here today.
I'm glad to be here today, too. Put your bets on for next week. Gage.
We'll see.
Thanks
Glad to have you back, Molly.
Why, thank you. I know. I kind of just disappeared. Like magic.
Until next week.
I went to Salem, so.
Until next week. We'll see you in the stacks.